let's get over into your girl, Candace Owens. She has some choice words about everything that was happening with Carlee Russell. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. I'm live streaming on Sunday this weekend. Let's get it. I need me some intro music. You know what I'm saying?
All right, guys, we are live, and I rarely do this. Once I'm home, I'm usually like, all right, I'm done with politics. I'm not doing anything.
Salute to Electric, and I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly.
Seized me from the very beginning. First and foremost, because it started so ludicrously. Obviously, it was something that seemed very terrifying. A woman named Carlee Russell.
Hold on. The likes look a little bit down. We got over 2,200 people in the building, and the likes is a little bit down. I'll tell you what. How about we go over to a commercial break? I can give y'all some time to be able to get the likes up. Is that cool? Y'all want to go to commercial break, and then I give y'all some time to get the likes up? We can go to the old school Teach Hanley commercial, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Huh? Is that what y'all want to do? That's what y'all want to do? Y'all want to go to the Teach Hanley commercial, or y'all want to go ahead and take care of business?
What's going on, bro?
Huh? Come on, y'all. Let's focus. Get the likes up appropriately.
Bold way for somebody to snatch someone off the side of the highway. So we were all waiting with bated breath. And then, of course, something very weird happened. You don't normally see this in an abduction story. Carlee appeared on foot at her parents' house, right? And just to give you a quick background in this, it should not be relevant that she is a Black girl at all. When I first shared this case and said, oh my gosh, this looks crazy, no one cared that she was Black. But of course, because we live in America, everything becomes racialized. And you were instantly condemned if you weren't sharing the story and talking about it. And then as soon as she arrived home and we said, wait a second, like, where's the toddler? Is there a person that's snatching people off the side of the roads? Like, what's the follow-up to the story? You were once again being condemned because, oh my God, that's racist. Like, why don't we just believe Black women? Black women, we should just be happy that she's home. We should just let her rest. And I immediately just started calling out how suspect this case was because, of course, instantly, the public should be informed about the whereabouts of a toddler, a description of a toddler, an Amber Alert regarding the toddler. We should be having some general description of the person that allegedly abducted her off the side of the road. And then I was fully confirmed of my suspicions. For me personally, when Carlee's parents did that weird interview where they said,
Yes, I called the same thing. The minute that I seen this stupid interview, I was like, this shit is all the way done. I already knew that it was all fake. But, you know, as a person that has a platform, I will say that, first, let me say this about Candace Owens. It's never popular to be right. Let me revise that. It's never popular to be first and right. Because the people that don't like you is not going to come back to the front of the congregation and say, yep, you was right. You had it. You called it all along. It's never popular to be first and to be right. And you know why? Because people are already pissed and they're looking for something to lean into the Victim Olympics about in the first place. People are already upset and they already want somebody to hate. In this society in 2023 right now, right? Which is one of the reasons why Umar Johnson, when we was having that conversation yesterday, Umar Johnson, his number one thing and his number one goal was to weaponize Black people against white people in the system by saying it was foster care and all of this other type. He went on a whole diatribe yesterday, and you know what I seen people doing? People in his comments, when you go and read it, it was people actually supporting it. He went on a whole diatribe about what was wrong and how white people and all of this other type of stuff. And he was talking about calling people Africans and telling them that he's going to drop them off in the top of the Pacific Ocean. But you know what he never going to do? He's not going to come back to the front of the congregation and say, you know what? Candace Owens was right. They never going to come back. Peace and Pan-Africanism, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Make sure we got to get this school open for our babies. Our babies need us. HBCU administrators, they are not handling the money right. They are not handling the monies right. They are not handling the monies right. These Africans, you know what? I'm going to call on my ancestors. Habajiba, Nisharambe, Aharambe, Akbar Malaka, and the great sister Setiba Sabaz. I'm going to make sure that these Africans get dropped off in the middle of the Atlantic where all of you fell off of the slave ship so that you can deal with them appropriately, because we can't do it. Peace and Pan-Africanism. We need to get this school open for our babies. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. We have to get these Africans. Now, I'm not going to disrespect you and call you a white puppy. I'm going to call you an African, even though you like the white puppies. You're an advocate for puppies and snow bunnies. I wish I would. I wish I would deal with a snow bunny. All we have to do is have a conference. You know what? I'm going to have a conference. And that conference is going to get our sisters back natural. That conference is going to get our sisters back natural. I want to see you with your natural hair. I want to see you with your natural wear. And I want to see you hitting the Cash App, because we're not going to get the FB, DMG, ABCDEFG school open because they're not going to help us. What you think, the African system that's set up for black people to fail is going to come back and they're going to help you open up a school? We need to do this for us, by us. FUBU. They're not going to come back. They're not going to come back and tell you anything differently.
Said nothing with NBC. Remember, they went on and they were very clammy and just said they were just concerned about her mental well-being and that they could not give any facts of the case because of the investigation. In all these circumstances, I always just use a little bit of common sense. Obviously, you just use common sense and you say, okay, her mother says that she didn't hug her when she first saw her because she was in a shocked state. And so she instead called an ambulance. There's nothing in the world that is going to stop a mother and a father, especially a mother, from hugging her daughter.
Reading super chat shortly. I got y'all.
After she's been believed that she's been abducted, I had sensed from the parents' mannerisms in that interview that they did not believe what they were saying, that they knew that something was weird with this, and they were just trying to hold off the public from any further obvious inquiry.
Here's my question, though. Why would the parents, because you know when your kid is lying, you know when the finesse is in, why would the parents go on NBC Live? Nicole said, that's so creepy. You sound just like them. I'm good, y'all. Listen, can I get a movie role somewhere? I am good on my acting skills. I can cry at the drop of a dime. I can imitate Dr. Umar Johnson. If there's ever a Dr. Umar Johnson documentary, I want to be the first one to audition. Why did the parents go live? That's the part that I don't understand. Because they knew that eventually this was going to come out. You know whether or not your kid is lying. You know when the finesse is in. And so you up there looking dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. Reading super chat shortly.
So I stayed on this case because you know how I am. Anytime there's a scam running in Black America, I'm usually taking all the bullets for being the voice of common sense.
Yeah, the first one through the door.
Are we allowed to
first
think
one to
anymore
catch the shots?
Black Americans, BLM, obvious scam. Carlee Russell, obvious scam. I called out Jussie Smollett from day one. And sometimes it's something as weird as going out in a polar vortex to get a Subway sandwich that just goes, I don't think so. Black people are not going out in a polar vortex to get a Subway sandwich. We got Uber Eats,
you don't know what people will do for that Chipotle tuna sandwich on wheat bread. Toast it. Shout out to my people over there on Venmo, sending the bag out here in these streets. Y'all have no clue of what people would do for that toasted sandwich from Venmo. Look at me thinking about the money. From Subway at the middle of the night. And you know how God works? God works in mysterious ways, in that every time that somebody do something stupid, he just put them in a position to be able to shoot themselves. Oh, you planning on getting yourself kidnapped by two massive Nigerians, and pretend that they white people? Not only are we going to make the dudes that you say kidnapped you the blackest people on earth, them two Nigerians that allegedly played the role in order to kidnap Jussie Smollett, them was some blacks. He said that there was white people and then he made them black. And then God made it snow on a polar vortex in Chicago, the Windy City. And then Jussie Smollett gonna run back in with the noose on his neck. Oh my God. God will let you reveal yourself. He gonna let you tell on yourself. He ain't gotta reveal it to the people. He just gonna let you tell it on yourself. It's the same thing that happened with this baby. A toddler walking down the street. Come the fuck on,
we've got
bro.
Seamless. We just don't need to go out in a polar vortex. It's just not what we do. So we switched back to the story, obviously, after the parents had given this interview, and we were waiting for the police to give some sort of a statement, a general warning to the public, because people were actually fearful that we're living in this small town. Parents that were writing in saying, like, is it safe for my child to even be traveling through Alabama if we have this person, this criminal on the streets? And Carlee's family, boyfriend, everyone was saying it's all about her mental rest. It's all about mental health. Forget the public safety measures. Forget the toddler. We all need to realize that Carlee is safe and sound. I wasn't going for it. But holy update, you guys. I did expect it to be bad. I didn't expect her story to be this bad. I didn't expect it to meet the level of Jussie Smollett absurdity. I didn't expect it to somehow be greater than its absurdity than two Nigerian men wearing MAGA hats, throwing bleach and a noose around somebody's neck while somebody just kept holding the sandwich. Because, like, Subway sandwiches are so good that even when you are about to literally be lynched in the very black city of Chicago, you still hold on to your
sandwich when you're getting lynched from your Subway.
You hold on to the sandwich even when the cops are there, right? Just like, I didn't expect that her story could have possibly topped that. I thought she was a Jussie Smollett, maybe 2.0. No, this girl took Jussie Smollett to the max. Just was the max. Jussie Smollett walked so that Carlee Russell could sprint.
How long do y'all think it's gonna be before we get the next finesser in the black community to come to the front of the congregation and sell you on something that didn't really happen? Not on April Fool's Day either. How long do y'all think it's going to be before we get into the black community, before it's another person that come through and says something else egregious? They really just wanted to go and get some box. How long do y'all think it's going to be before we get the next person to the front of the congregation before something else happens? I want to do a poll. I'll do a poll.
Okay, that's what happened here. So the police today, in case you missed it on Facebook, I'm going to run through what they told us. They gave a public statement. They answered questions from reporters. And here is what the police chief has informed us. First and foremost, leading up to her disappearance, because her parents made us believe that they were cooperating with police. That is not the case. She gave a brief statement to the police officers after she arrived at her home, and then they just allowed her to rest for a few days, and they kept asking to further prod her narrative, and basically Carlee doesn't want to talk to the police anymore. They're like, we're waiting. Carlee is still dealing with just being home after physically fighting for her life and mentally fighting for her life. She doesn't want to talk to the police. You don't want to get the person that kidnapped her. Lying. Got it. But prior to leading to this moment where she saw this naked baby allegedly on the side of the road, a naked toddler.
Candace, you got to get your facts right. The baby, listen. The baby looked like this. It wasn't a naked baby. It was a baby with a diaper and a white shirt on, all right? So let's be clear. I'm going to just correct it as we go along, Candace.
Wearing a diaper that nobody else saw. The police confirmed nobody else phoned in a toddler. Another huge red flag. I will say personally, as a black person, I'm not going to chase anything or anyone into the woods. I'm not the first to die in a scary movie. I don't want to be Blair Witch Projected, but I'm definitely going to call the police if I see what I believe to be a child. I'm not going to be lured into the woods, but I'm definitely going to do something responsible, like pull over my car.
And the 911 dispatcher, let's say that this was all true, and let's say that the baby was the toddler. The 911 dispatcher and the police told her, they said, listen, just stay a distance, don't get caught up, don't walk out there, or whatever, so on and so forth. And so you telling me in the same way that your girl told you that she tripped and fell on some dick the other day, is the same way that she got out the car and then tripped and got kidnapped by some orange hair man that got a bald spot in the top of his head in an 18-wheeler, and he was only feeding her Cheez-Its that she bought at Target the other day. Okay, I'm going.
And call 911. Well, leading up to this moment where she sees Tyler on the side of the road, Carlee at work that day stole some items from work. Very strange. She stole a dark colored bathrobe as well as a roll of toilet paper and some other items that the police declined.
Where was she at to where where did she work at to where she stole a dark colored bathrobe? Where is she at to where she's stealing a dark colored bathrobe? Where does she work at? Does anybody else know where she work at? Does anybody else know where she work at to where she stole some toilet paper and a dark colored bathrobe? Just curious. Reading Super Chat shortly.
To mention. Then she stopped at Target. First, she stopped to pick up some food from a place called the Colonnade, but then she stopped at Target and she picked up some snacks, a granola bar.
So she worked at the spa. She's selling bathrobes. All right, I got you. I hear y'all. Retail or a hotel or a spa. Y'all said she work at Kohl's.
And some Cheez-Its. Now, this is interesting only because when car was abandoned on the side of the road and Carlee was missing, so were the Cheez-Its and the granola bar, which would mean that when this individual abducted her, they didn't take her purse, they didn't take her keys, they didn't take her running vehicle, they didn't take her money, but they took her Cheez-Its and the granola bar, which, yeah, I guess people like Target. Maybe that's part of the narrative, but I wanted to mention that. So her story
Candace Owens is trolling.
And
she deserves it. Listen, she deserves to be able to troll because she called out the bullshit. Everybody came after her as a result of it, and now she can rub it in y'all face. Y'all so sensitive. There's some people in the chat right now that's sensitive. Look, we got a whole bunch of people watching this show. It's over 2,000 people. Actually, over 2,200 people watching this show right now. Shout out to all of the dislikes. I got 16 dicks. Pause. Pause. I got 16 dislikes in the chat right now, right? And there's some people that is so... It's people in the chat right now that's not mad at Carlee for finessing y'all and lying to y'all and employing y'all and deploying the resources in Alabama in order to investigate a fake false baby and a lie and she just really wanted some D. It's some people in the chat that's not mad at the fact that she stole and she out here finessed y'all and she was Googling taken and all of this other type of shit, right? It's some people in the chat that's not mad at that. They mad at Candace Owens for calling out the bullshit. I hate Candace Owens. I hate Candace Owens for coming out here and she's always trolling. Y'all so weak. Y'all so weak. You know what's worse? You know what's worse than a weak white person? A weak black person. Well, you know what's worse than a weak white person? A weak black person. A black person that's always in their feels. We don't care. We gonna troll you over here. We gonna have a conversation and we gonna troll you the fuck out of here. We don't care. I can't stand Candace Owens. Candace Owens actually is kind of hot to me. I like Candy. Just like Candy. I can see you in a wall. Burning and turned off. Just like Candace. Ow. Yeah. Burning and no. Just like Candace. Hey. Just like Candace. We like Candace. I got a theme song for you, Can't. Just like Candace. I can see you in the wall. Ran up and turned off. Just like Candace. I gotta learn a song. I gotta learn the words to some of these fucking songs too. I can't just be coming up here singing on the cuff without the words to the songs. Don't worry, I get it together. I get it together. Let's continue, Candace.
Saw the baby. She pulled over. She called 911. The police officers actually played that 911 call. She describes it as a white male wearing a diaper and a t-shirt. Looks to be about 3 or 4 years old. They ask her to stay on the line. The police officers point to the fact that what's weird is that after they traced the cell phone tower, they were able to discern that she moved 6 football fields. She said that she was with the toddler.
She traveled the length of 6 football fields. You know, the first thing that I always tell my daughter when she leave the house, I tell my daughter, make sure you got your Apple Watch on. Make sure you have your Apple Watch on. Do not leave this house without your Apple Watch on because I need to know where you are at all times and make sure it is fucking charged. And she left the one thing that she needed in order to make sure that everybody tracked her Apple Watch.
Following a toddler. But in that time period, while she was on the phone, she moved 6 football fields. And there aren't many toddlers that are that quick that can just, on this very short phone call, have been running alongside her car and had her following it for 6 football fields.
And I'm not going, Larry Love, I'm not going to let y'all keep saying stuff like she was high, she was smoking, it must be a mental health problem. Black people love to blame it on mental health. I need a therapist. No, you don't. You should have got more whoopings as you was coming up. That's the problem with a lot of y'all. Honestly, if y'all would have got more whoopings as y'all was coming up, if you'd have got more whoopings, because she had a good father in her life, clearly. If you would have got more discipline and more whoopings in your life as you was growing up, you wouldn't be acting like this. Keep talking about, I would never give my child a whooping. That's why your child is whooping you. Get your ass over here. If you would have popped that little hussy in her mouth when she was 6 years old lying, she kept going in the refrigerator. She kept on, you know what I'm saying, stealing snacks, stealing cookies. She was stealing. At 6 years old, Carlee Russell, allegedly, somebody told me that 6 years old, they had a problem with her, kept on stealing crackers when she was younger. I got a source that hit me up and said at 6 years old, Carleisha Russell had a problem stealing crackers when she was younger. And her parents never addressed it. Translate all the way into 2023. Now this motherfucker is at Target buying Cheez-Its in order to be able to finesse people. Now, if her mama would have, I did not tell you. You know how when your parents used to pop you when you was younger? And then you had that long cry. Stop all of that stuttering in your cry. Oh. Yo, when we used to get whoopings when we was younger, I never understood when my mom did that. She was like, you make one sound and I'm going to tear your butt up. Like, you beating the fuck out of me already. Ah, just take me out, Jesus. Just, Lord, just go ahead. Take me. Take me to the King. I was like, how you going to tell me stop crying and stop making noises and you fucking kicking my back in? I can't stop crying. I can't keep doing this morning show. I'm going to laugh my voice off. Oh, Lord, help me. Help me to get through the morning show without cracking too many more jokes.
But that's not even the interesting part of this. I'm telling you that that's the suspect part, but not as suspect as this is about to get.
Lord, be
so she says that she
offense.
pulled over her car. This is the statement she gave to police. Okay, just reminding you, statement she gave to police when they arrived at her house and she was in okay condition. When she pulled over her car to assist this toddler. Okay. She gets out of the vehicle. Are you okay? Are you okay? Hello, little
Oh my
toddler.
God.
And suddenly a man
Y'all know
appears
how I
who says
used to
the
be when we
toddler
was
is
younger.
fine. And this man has red hair and is balding. So we
Stop
could
before I
at
give you
least
something to
limit
cry
who
about.
this could possibly be. Not too many redheads in America. I'm thinking it could be Ed Sheeran. It could be Prince Harry. It might be Donald Trump. But we now know that we're probably dealing with a white male for sure.